Hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel. I am Donna, and I am the Creole Crafter. Here I have a picture frame that I purchased at the Goodwill store, and it was like $3.99. And I have one of those gather signs that came from the Dollar Tree, and I'll be using apple barrel paint and just showing you a paintbrush and scissors and little cups that I use to put the paint in. And here is some 100% acetone fingernail polish remover. And I'll take that, and the Goodwill store usually use a black marker to mark their prices on their things. So that acetone polish will take the marker off with no problem. And that's what I'm doing here. So what I'm going to do next is take the frame apart. Take the back off and the picture out and the glass out. I won't be using the glass, but I just wanted to show you all how you could get marker off of, stuff with the acetone polish remover. And I'm just pushing the little tips back down so I can paint it. And I'll be painting the frame with apple barrel white paint. And I'm going to give the frame one coat of the paint, and I'll be painting the entire frame. Now here, I took some of my apple barrel paint, and it's like the sunset yellow and flag red and pavement. And I took those three paints and I mixed them all together to try to make one color. And I'm just showing you there, I got paint all over my shirt when I was mixing the paint together. And I'll be painting the gather sign with that paint, and it came out a really, really pretty, like a light purple or a light mauve. So I cut all the tags and the twine off the gather sign, and that's not white paint in there. I mixed enough paint so I could have some left over in case I wanted to use it for something else, and I just poured it in that bottle to keep it. But here, I'll show you what color it came out. See that? A light purple. And I thought that was so pretty. And I'm gonna paint the entire sign, just the front. I won't be painting the back. And I did do 2 coats. Isn't that a pretty color? And there I have some Waverly chalk paint in blue. And I'm going to take that and paint the back of the frame, the part that holds everything in. And I did one coat, painted the entire back of it. And I did change clothes. I decided to get out of my painted clothes and put something different on. Right here, I'm just using the heat gun to speed up the drying process. And here what I'm doing is I'm drawing lines. I sort of wanted the ship like lines in my sign. So I'm just taking that ruler that I got from Dollar Tree and a Dollar Tree marker and putting my lines in. And here I took a baby wipe and I'm just going to brush it across the lines because I want it to look like it was kind of weathered and worn just at the lines, but across the lines. And what the baby wipe does is just lighten it up and smooths it out, the lines. And I'm speeding up the drying time with my heat gun. There. And see how it's lighter along the lines and looks kind of worn. And what I want to do here is just use some of the Dollar Tree wood glue and my hot glue and glue it to the board. And I have a few bottles of that glue. That one wasn't open. Didn't have anything coming out, so I had to grab another bottle that was open. And here I'm just kind of eyeballing it. My fingers are wiggling. If you see my fingers wiggling in a video, that means that I'm thinking. Okay, so I decided to distress it with the Waverly Antique Wax. And I'm going to do just a light distress. Now, I glued my gather sign to the board and I set it aside to dry. And you all witnessed that, and it's on there, right? It's stuck, but watch what happens. I mean, I'm holding it up and it's stuck there, it's not moving. And I'm gonna just slide it in. Being very careful with it. And putting the little tabs back down to hold it in the frame. And watch what happens next. So I pick it up and it fell off. I'm like, I'm not believing this. I know this sign was stuck to this board. So I just added some more hot glue and put it back on the board. And I put it right back where I had it the first time. And I'm thinking, is it ready yet? Is it dry? Is it gonna fall off again? And there it is. It stayed. And I really love this sign. Out of all the DIYs that I have done, this one turned out to be one of my favorites. And I think it's because I mixed the colors and came out with a color that I really like. And here I have some flowers that I got from Dollar Tree, and I got those from Walmart, and I don't know what the name of them because the tag just says floral bush. So, but they're pretty. And I'm just cutting down my stems, cutting them off the stem. And I'm putting together 2 and 2. And I'll just be wrapping them with some twine. And then I'll glue them to each side of the gather word. And I'm also going to take the, I put twine around the end of the flowers to make it look more appealing. And I made a finger bow with the jute twine. And I stuck a bow on each bouquet. And I thought this came out so beautiful. And if you're not doing the traditional fall colors for your fall decor, I thought this would be perfect to put like on the wall by your dining table when you get ready to eat your Thanksgiving dinner or have a fall gathering. I thought that this would be perfect for that. Isn't that pretty? And you can use it all year round. DIY number 2. I got these little pumpkins from the Dollar Tree. And I took the raffia bow off. And I also pulled the stems out. And where you pull the stem out will be a hole. You can put spackling in that if you choose, if you decide to do this project. And I'm using apple barrel paint. And those words are printables that I got off my computer. I just Googled those words. Happy fall, y'all. And I thought I might use some carbon copier paper and that little tool I got from Dollar Tree. But in the paint marker. But if you don't have a Cricut like I do, then there are ways you can still get your words on your sign. You can use the carbon paper and create words on your sign. And that's a sandpaper I ordered a whole pack for my electric sander, and I just pulled one out of the pack, and I'm going to use it to sand the glitter off of those signs. Now I have all 3 sanded, and I'm just going to color each one a different color. And I gave each one coat of paint. And I did the little lines. I was trying to contour it, like the pumpkin have those indentions in it. That's what I was going for. And I just put the line. Now, I'm no artist. They're not perfect. But I did give it a try. Just using my finger to smooth it out. And yes, I changed clothes again because I was drinking some punch and I wasted on my shirt, so I had to change my shirt again. I think these came out so pretty. So pretty. So here I'm going to take some chalk. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to rub it on the back of my words. And I decided to use the chalk instead of the carbon paper because of the dark colors of the little pumpkins. So I decided to do it with the chalk so I can see the words better when I paint them. And I'll just use that little tool to go over the words. And that's how it comes out. And you just go over it with your marker or your paint marker. And there it says Happy Fall, y'all. And here I have some ribbon. All of that ribbon comes from the Dollar Tree. And it's all fall ribbon. It has like pumpkins and little red trucks and owls. Different little things on it. And the stem that I pulled out, I'm just going to glue it back to the top. And I didn't do anything to the back of the pumpkins because, well, I just didn't. But you can paint the back, or you can cover the back with some paper or cardboard or felt or whatever you choose. I just didn't. And here I'm just cutting 3 strips of jute cord just to tie my bow together when I put the bow together. And I'm going to do a messy bow. And you just take whatever ribbon you choose and just layer it crisscross. And you just pinch it together in the middle of the cross X. Pinch it together, the middle of the X, and put your jute cord around it and tie a little knot in it to hold it all together. And I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just, well, yeah, okay. And here I'm just trying to decide if I want to put the raffia bow back. I think that was cute, but it just wasn't cute enough for me to put it back. And just take the bow and glue it to the top of the pumpkin, but the bottom of the stem. And there. And I'm still trying to decide on that raffia bow. Aren't they cute? They're the cutest little pumpkins ever. And I did do a finger bow out of the jute twine and put that there. But they are so cute. Happy fall, y'all. DIY number 3 is my little country screen door. Now here I have the super jumbo craft sticks that you can get from Walmart. And I'm going to count them for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. But it turns out I had to end up using 18. Yeah, a total of 18. And I have one of those metal signs from Dollar Tree. And it says thankful. But at the end, I do change my mind and use a welcome sign. And there's some eucalyptus that I thought that I might use. And that little wreath came from something. I don't know. But I also have the little zinc mat from Dollar Tree. And what I'm going to do next is get my scissors and my pencil. And what I'm doing next is getting my Waverly Antique Wax. And I'm going to antique wax my craft sticks. That's what I'm doing. And I'm just going to paint the wax on and take a towel and wipe it. Yeah, wipe the excess wax off. There. So the wood grain can show through. Now here, see, I decided to use welcome instead of thank you. Thankful. I'm sorry, yeah, thankful. And I find that if with those little metal words, if I use the Mod Podge, coat it with Mod Podge first, let it dry completely, and then come back with my paint, the paint holds better. It's a smoother, you know what I'm saying. Yeah, the paint goes on better. Yep, so now you really, really know how to put Mod Podge on a metal sign, because I'm showing you. And I'll just set it aside to dry. And I'm showing you how to clean off a bottle. So I'm getting my craft sticks together so I can measure them and cut them to the size that I want. And I just cut the tip off of each craft stick, and I used the first one that I cut as my guide to cut the rest of them. And I'm going to use Dollar Tree Super Glue Wood Glue. And I'm using hot glue for that immediate hold. And I'm just going to place one on each side, from the top to the bottom of the two sticks that I have on the side. I'm just going to place the rest of the craft sticks across, straight up and down from top to bottom. And you want to make sure that you, if you decide to do this project, make sure that you put the craft sticks real close together. Not where, well, I guess if you want them to look like shutters, you can. But put them close together so you won't have a gap in between the sticks. And I'm just showing you there that I took 2 craft sticks and stacked them on top of each other to make it a little thicker. And I'm going to take that mat and glue it to the 2 craft sticks that I put together to make thicker. And I did that because that mat is kind of flimsy. So a single stick would not have been, in my mind, would not have been sturdy enough. So that's why I did that. And I'm just gonna hot glue it and wood glue it to the sticks. And all I did was take another craft stick and put it on top of that, so the mat would be in between the sticks to, I wanted it to have that screen door look. So the mat is serving as a screen. And I took another craft stick and placed it at the bottom of where the screen stops and the bottom of the door starts. And I'll also put a crab stick at the bottom and the top of the door. And here I'm just reinforcing it with some hot glue. And I'm just using one of those silicone makeup spatulas from Dollar Tree to spread the hot glue across the mat and the wood. Okay, now there it is, a little screen door. And yeah, what I'm gonna do now is I have that little wreath. I can't remember what that wreath came off of, but it came off of something else that I had. And I'm gonna use some fall ribbon from the Dollar Tree, and that ribbon has the little owls on it, which I thought was so cute. And those are just, I cut those off of a fall pick that I have. And I'm taking the scissors and cutting them in half. They're little round balls, but I cut it in half. And I have another pick that I'm going to cut the little pieces off of. And I'll add that to the wreath. And I'm just going to use some hot glue to add it to the wreath. And there it is. I hung the wreath on the door with the ribbon. Okay, here I have some Dollar Tree canvases. I'm going to use Mod Podge and Apple Barrel paint in black. And I have 3 of those little pumpkins. And I have some material that I use for other projects. And those pumpkins come in a pack, I think, of 6 from Dollar Tree. And I also changed my camera angle. I did some rearranging, so I'm trying to see which angle I like best with my camera. So you may see 2 or 3 different angles before I decide which one I'm going to use. Okay, and I just take the wrapping off of the canvas, and I'll be painting each canvas with the Apple Barrel black paint. I'll paint the whole entire canvas, the front and the sides. Okay, now I've painted all 3 canvases and I have them drying. And what I'm doing now is the material. I'm gonna Mod Podge that on the top of each pumpkin. So I'm just gonna set the pumpkin on the material and trace it with a pen, a marker, or a pencil. I think I'm using an ink pen now. And just trace the shape of the pumpkin and cut it out. And I just use a pair of scissors and cut the little pumpkin out. And I'm telling you just to trace it and then cut it out. Now I have all 3 cut out, and I'm just gonna Mod Podge them on to the pumpkin. And I use 2 silvers and 1 gold. And here I decided to Mod Podge the entire canvas because the pumpkins have like a sheen, like, you know, the material has a shine, so I wanted the canvas to have the same effect, the same little shine. And, well, I took my ruler and I traced the line at the edge of each end of the canvas, the four corners, and I took my paint markers, my silver, my gold metallic paint markers, and I colored in the ends, four corners of the canvases. I lost the footage of doing it with the ruler, but yeah. And I'm just gonna glue the pumpkins in the middle, but now right here I decided to use a what is that? A Jenga block. I wanted to try the 3D effect, and it was cute, yeah. And then I decided later that I didn't really like it, so I took it apart and I glued it flat like the other two because I like that better. Let's see here, I'm taking it apart and I'll glue it flat to the canvas. I think these came out so pretty, and I decided to use the Jenga block to glue to the bottom of the canvas so that they can stand on a table or a shelf. And there they are. They're simple, but they're gorgeous. And I put some little pearls and leaves, two little leaves on the gold one. And I had some silver twine. I just tied that around the two silver ones. Yeah. They're so adorable. I want to thank you all for watching my channel. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.